Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to everybody at school and everybody at home as well. Hope you're all going to be really up for our Whole School Friday challenge later. We're going to start this Friday's assembly with a biography of somebody from a book that was donated to us this week called Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History, written by Vashti Harrison, and it's published by Puffin Books, Penguin Random House. I want to read to you the story of Angela Davis. There she is, Angela Davis. Now, Angela grew up in a racially segregated Birmingham in Alabama in the United States of America, and that's the same city as our assembly focused on Tuesday. And we know from our assembly on Tuesday what racially segregated means. It means that people who were black were deliberately treated very differently from people who were white. By the time she was a teenager, Angela was already actively involved in the movement to end racial segregation. She organised interracial study groups for people who were black and people who were white, and they were broken up by the police, who didn't want that to happen. Now, this was only the beginning for Angela's passion for activism and scholarship. You might not have heard those words before. Scholarship is something you're all involved with every day. It just means learning. Activism comes from the word active, and it means being active about something that you believe in. Now, Angela went to college and she studied philosophy under a famous German thinker named Herbert Marcuse. And she says that he taught her that she could be an academic and a scholar, as well as an activist and a revolutionary. That means she could be somebody who learns things and teaches people things, as well as somebody who fought hard for change. She was always outspoken, and she was linked to the Black Panther Party. You might have heard Black Panther as being famous for something else. This group was considered dangerous because of its opposition to the American government, so she was put on the FBI's most wanted list. Her major passions included fighting for prison reform to make the prison system fairer, and fighting against police brutality. And that's something you may have discussed on Tuesday as well. It's certainly been in the news a lot recently. She was labelled a troublemaker for fighting the system, and as a result she lost her job as a teacher at the University of California. But she responded by fighting this in the court of law. This led to her being put in prison for conspiracy. But 16 months later, she was acquitted. That means that everyone agreed she was not guilty and should be released. Angela Davis is famous. She is revered for fighting back against systems of oppression, systems that were not fair and didn't treat people fairly. But through all of this, she was devoted to teaching, and she remained a professor of philosophy well into her 70s. And she's an example of somebody who really fought for what she believed in. And this Friday I've asked you to think if there's something that you feel very strongly about, and to produce a placard or a poster to go with how you feel. So let's have just a little chat with some of our pupils in school about the things they feel very strongly about.
Black Lives Matter because everyone should have the right to do the same things as everyone else and be treated the same no matter what your skin colour is.
We feel strongly about animals and we think people should care about them more. I feel strongly about saving animals and I think people should look after them more. I feel strongly about people polluting the oceans because they're harming the animals.
Not all policemen are bad. They are there to help you and you shouldn't be scared of them.
We think people should do more sports. We feel strongly that people should stop littering and polluting in the sea because it could hurt sea animals.
I feel very strongly about racism because all Black Lives Matter and everyone is unique in their own way.